Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Tuesday, January the 7th. The year is 2025. Let's talk trading. Price action. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And a friendly reminder to always have your risk management in place so you never lose more than you're willing to lose on any one single trade. Price action. I thought we'd get this topic talked about once again in the beginning of the year because there's so many people out there on the forums, traders, they talk about price action, but they never really define it. And then they'll have a chart with a bunch of squiggly lines, and most of you traders know how I feel about squiggly lines. They just don't get to it. So how about I get to it? Okay, so when it comes to price action, this is all there is. And so price will either break out of the high and or the low of the previous bar. So if it doesn't break out of the high or the low, you have an inside bar. If it only breaks out of the high, you have a higher bar. And if it only breaks out of the low, you have a lower bar. And I guess a year or two ago, I came up with what I call the state change. And that basically shows the price action. And so that's pretty much it. And the only other thing is you could say price will either close above a level, a line on the chart, or it doesn't. You could also say, if you wanted to, price will move away from a line. Hey, here comes Walmal. Hey, Walmal, you want to join the video?
Sure, I guess so.
Yeah, I just started the video. I'm talking about price action. You want to say hi to the boys and girls and the non-binary traders out there?
Sure. Well, hello, everybody, and hope you all had a good holiday season. And now it's time to buckle down and get some work done.
Yeah, it sure is. It sure is. And so I was just basically telling the traders, when it comes to price action, it's simply defined as breaking out of the high or low of the previous bar, or it doesn't break out, or it will either close above a level or not. Like, will it close above yesterday's high or not? Will it close below yesterday's? No, I guess maybe I should say either close above / below a level or not.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I probably simplify it too much because I basically say you draw a line in the sand where is price in relation to that line in the sand that you drew. Are you breaking above it? Are you falling below it? Are you getting closes above that line, staying above that line, and moving progressively in some direction? That's price action to me.
Right. So I just pulled up the M30 chart, and we can see that the pound broke below the previous M30 low by a couple of pips.
I'm pulling up the M30 right now, so I can be on the same page as you. Got it. Yeah, I see that. I see exactly what you're talking about there. Yeah, it just broke through the previous M30, and then on candle 2, it's getting really close to going to breaking low. Candle 2, we're probably about a pip or so away, maybe 2 pips away. If we break that area, then clearly it's wanting to move down. That's the price action. Now, is it exhausted or not? That's the question. And you and I talk about this all the time. Is the move exhausted? And rule of thumb for me anyway, 3 candles in a row it's either a really big move or it's exhausted, one or the other. It's nothing in between ever. And where right now this is candle 2, and actually I would even say this is maybe candle 3 of a move down because you got that doji on what's now candle 2. and so that shows that it had some, that's where it actually really did its crossover and had a change in the direction of the price action.
Well, yeah, I would say, yeah, if you're looking in terms of the opens, yeah, but in terms of the low, this would be candle one because this is the first time it broke the low.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, in fact, I think I have to send it out to you for some testing. I've got that new open versus open indicator that I'm working on. And just so you know, traders, you're probably wondering, it's like, Rumple1, you've been doing this for years and you keep coming up with indicators and you say we don't need indicators. For me, it's just I write indicators because if I see something, I want to confirm it, and they're just tools to see. But as far as trading goes, I mean, yeah, I could probably trade, simply with the naked chart, and I can see the horizontal lines pretty much with my own eyes. I mean, the only horizontal lines that I would need on the chart are the bid and the ask. So when I look left, I can see where price is in relation to other things. So in fact, I've even updated the HL5 to show bid and ask.
Yeah, I think that the best indicators that are out there, or the best indicator that's out there, is the candlestick itself. It gives you more information than you probably need, and so why do I use indicators then? Because one, what it does is it makes things a little bit more easy to read, easier for me to go and interpret what's actually going on. Let's say I'm a trader and I like to go and trade off of the EMA5. That's just somehow I developed some type of system that basically takes trades off the EMA5. Do I really, is it necessary, to have an indicator out there? Yes and no. I mean, yeah, if I'm using EMA5 as the actual reason for entry, then yeah, I need that indicator out there. But it doesn't necessarily, do I necessarily need that in terms of to know what the direction of the market is at this point in time? No, I don't, because the reality is I can just take the candlesticks and, you either go and zoom in on them or zoom out, depending on what I'm trying to figure out, and see what the market direction is, and make my judgment call whether or not to enter or not based on that. I don't need an indicator for it. But at the same time, indicators are great because what they can do is they can go and just, at just one shot, one look, know exactly what's going on because the computer did all the work that my brain has to go through.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, looking at price action, so here, is price going to close above or below the M30? Well, we won't know until after the video is over because we still have almost 17 minutes left in this candle. But, the fact, you can just look at it and see, hey, it went down, but now it came back up. Now it's trying to cross back over that line. It's still below the open of this candle. It's below the open of the previous candle. And it did make a lower low. It didn't make a higher high. So price at this time looks like it wants to move lower. And you've got a big red, or you've got an H4 that's red and H1 that's red. The only thing that's green below H4 is M5 at the moment.
Right, exactly. And right now we're sitting at approximately or just below the midpoint of the daily range. But we've only got a range of 72 pips, so there's lots of room for it to go and move. So, yesterday we had a big candle up, so does it want to go in and actually challenge some of that candle up? I don't know. We'll have to see.
Right, and we definitely had a launch pad fail a couple of times. So launch pad being the area between 40 and 60 or 40 and 50. And usually when it gets in the 40s, price likes to run up to the 60s. But you can see here, it didn't even make it to the 50 after it dropped below. So that's a launch pad fail in the sense that price didn't run up. So knowing that, especially around the 45 area, you see it got to 44 the last half hour and didn't make it to 45 in reverse. To me, that's saying price is going down. Might even go down to the 25, the next psychological level.
Right. And it's funny because I didn't tell you, but I'm already in a trade, and that's exactly where my TP is. I actually had my TP set at 27, just to give it a little bit of room, but I had gotten in up and around somewhere around 42, somewhere around there. And it makes sense to me that that's where it wants to go. And I was taking a chance where I saw this big range happening back and forth from the basically 43 level down to somewhere around where we are right now, down at 35. And so I'm just taking a chance to go that it's going to go and break this 35 area and break it successfully and go down to the 25 area.
Yeah, well, we got a new M15 and it just turned green.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now one thing about price action, one of the triggers that I've been using to enter trades recently has been when price makes a new low or a lower low than the previous candle, and then it comes back up through that low, I will go long at that low. And usually I can pick up a pip or two. Right now, on this particular one, you could almost pick up a little over 3 pips here.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good strategy. And as you know, I do that all the time. But I'm done for the day in terms of what I'm looking. And so I was looking for like a long-term type of trade for the day. So that's kind of why I went to that trade. And I'm probably going to, I'm not going to lose money on this trade. The sad thing is I could have made, I guess, at one point I could have made 9 pips on the trade, but I held on to it. I don't know. I'm still holding on to it, and I've just got my stop loss set that I won't lose money on the trade.
Right.
Sometimes, for me, that's worth doing it because I've made my money for the day, and I'm basically just talking about price action. Based on the price action, I see what you saw, and that was I really think this market's going to go down, and I'm just going to take a stab and see what happens. And I'm not going to lose money. I'm just going to go and take the possibility of making some money.
Oh, and you do know there's news coming out at the top of the hour, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, just in case you might want to take that trade off, in case price rockets through your stop area.
Yeah. And I've had that happen too, and that's something that we have to be careful because sometimes what will happen is they'll go and rocket through your stop loss, and your stop loss doesn't get picked up for maybe 10, 15 pips, below what you thought it would get picked up at.
Right. Yeah. Remember when we first started trading together? Remember how out of the blue the price would move like 10 or 20 pips? Like, what the heck just happened?
Yeah, exactly. No apparent reason, just we do it from time to time, and there's nothing to do it. And then you complain to the broker, and the broker says, "All right, it just didn't get picked up. We didn't do anything. It's just that's the market."
Yeah, it's just what happened. And so, once again, price action. That's all price can do. You look at the previous bar, it either breaks out of the high and or breaks out of the low, or it stays within that those previous bar high and low. And then it's like it either crosses and closes above or below a line.
Exactly.
I mean, that's it. There's really nothing more to it, traders. And you know what? The fastest 15 minutes in trading is just about over. So, fellow traders, if you've got any questions about price action, feel free to You know, ask. And if you have any topics you want us to go over, feel free to suggest a topic, because I want you to always remember, never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.